Polish girl, yeah, so she didn't have the same rules as the Italian girl.
That's right. She was a good one, too.
So, Daddy, you met her in the Denellen Theater. Did you kiss her the first?
Yeah, that's a good
Did you
question.
kiss her the first time you met her?
That's the first time. I never seen her before.
Did you kiss her then, or did you wait a while?
Oh, I waited a while.
Yeah, then what did you do
You
when
don't get the first kiss.
you don't get the first base that easy. And what was your second date?
No, we went to the movies the second day. Then I kissed her.
Oh.
The second date?
Huh?
The second date?
Yeah, what? The second date I went on, I kissed her. Why,
What'd you
what's
do
wrong
on
with
the
that?
You're a
dad?
fast mover.
What'd you do on the third date?
Uh-oh.
No sex.
Uh-oh.
Now let me ask you a question. How was it your date? Did you have to wait a long time before you had?
Yes.
Sex?
Yes.
No, I didn't get sex with her until we got married.
No kidding,
That's the way
really?
it was
Yeah, I
in
went
those
with
days,
her
didn't I?
About a
There
couple
was
of years.
no
Yeah?
mess with, oh no.
How long
No,
did
I
you,
ain't good. She
How-
wouldn't give me no sex.
how old were you when you first met her?
I was 21 and she was 17.
So you were at
When
a,
I met her, we went to the doctor's one time, and the doctor asked me, how old was you when you got married? I told him 21 or 22, I didn't remember. And he said to her, how old were you when you got married? She says, 17. You know what the doctor said? You kidnapped her. He said, you kidnapped her, he told me.
Did she really get married when she was 17?
Huh?
17 when she?
My,
Yeah, she came out of a
my
big
brother
family, that's
Tommy,
why.
his
Yeah.
wife was only turning
Most-
16.
Yeah,
when
that's
he
the
got
same.
Yeah, that's
Pete.
cool. They got
Big
young
family.
down there in the
Yeah.
south.
He had 11 in his and she had 10 in hers.
so, Daddy, what else did you guys do on your dates? I mean, did you go roller skating
Roller skating,
in
yes.
Plainfield?
I went to when we got on a honeymoon. I had a Model A Ford, and I went to Connecticut for a honeymoon. And my car overheated. Remember I told you that?
Was she impressed
Yes.
with the honeymoon?
Oh yeah. She never had nothing before.
I see.
That's why.
So, Daddy, so you were going to New London?
New London, Connecticut, where the submarines are at.
Okay.
And the car overheated.
So then what did you have to do?
On the Merritt Parkway, I stopped. There was a big farm there on the right. I went to the farm, and the dogs were barking like crazy out there. And the farmer come over and got me water and poured it in the radiator for me.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did?
he was a nice guy.
Did you have a nice honeymoon?
Yeah, I think so. Then we went to Philadelphia. That's when we were doing all right.
You were doing all right then?
Yeah.
Daddy, when did she lose her ring at the beach? Was that on your honeymoon or later?
No, that was later.
Oh, later?
Yeah.
The
Then I
ocean
bought
pool-
the rings you got on now.
Yeah. Yeah, the rings, she had her engagement ring and the
That was-
ocean pulled it off.
Did she work anywhere? When
Yes, she did. She worked in Continental Care. She used to be an inspector on plastic bottles.
I see. Now, how many children did you have?
I had 3. That one
That
in
one.
Missouri, and one next door to me. And I give him my son next door. I gave him the land to build a house on it.
Nice.
Yeah. So he always complaining about her all the time, but I said, don't do you no good.
Oh, he complains about me? What does he say?
He's always looking for his share, you know.
How do you? How do you?
That's how I got it too.
How do you? How do you?
She was the
How do you?
smartest.
How do you judge? How do you know she's the smart? I don't mean to take.
I
any-
know she's the smartest. The way she talks, the way she does things, the way she writes.
And she got me.
And I got him. He's a good one too.
Well, you got
He's a good son-in-law. When I need money, I go to him.
There you go. Now you got
That
it all.
isn't so though. I don't do it. That isn't-
Oh dear.
All right.
I didn't think he smoked
I
marijuana.
never took dope in my life. I wouldn't know if I seen it.
He wouldn't even know if he smelled it. I was going to say, wait a minute.
You know if you smelled it.
Yeah.
They told me the war is going to be over pretty soon.
Whatever's in that hangar is going to end the war.
Yeah, that's what they told me. That's
Well,
the truth.
Indianapolis got sunk.
It got sunk right after they dropped the
Yeah.
bomb up on the island of
The
Tinian.
war was over, and they torpedoed it, and all the sailors got
Japanese-
killed.
You know how they got killed?
The sharks.
Sharks got them.
Yeah,
You remember that, Ed, reading about it?
yeah.
Oh, that's awful. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
So
lot
they
of
dra-
history behind me.
And which boat was that? Which ship was that?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So you were on the sea beams that made the runway.
That's correct.
What was the runway made out of? You couldn't.
It was made out of coral rock. They used to blast it and then lay it down and they water it. And the more they rolled it, the more the harder it got. Because them B-29s used to be real heavy. They used to load them up pretty
They're
heavy.
heavy and slow.
What's that?
Heavy and slow.
I don't get
Slow.
Heavy and slow, not fast.
They didn't fly
slow.
fast.
Yeah, slow.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
Big payload.
Did you ever see them things fly over here?
They had one in. They had one come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B-29?
Yeah. It is so. No wonder the Germans could shoot it. Oh God, it's so slow.
Well,
Okay. How many blocks down does it go, honey? I'm going to take your picture and put it on Facebook.
Keep going. Keep going. Just don't wreck my car. Keep going. Keep going. Straight, straight.
Yep. By that White House, honey?
The next one. After that. The one after that.
The one after this? Okay.
you do obstacle courses. You climb, the poles and everything. You come down on nets like coming off a ship. And then, after I took my boot camp, I got a 15-day leave. Okay? Then they put me on a train again when I come back. They sent me to Puget Sound Navy Yard in Bremerton, Washington. Got that?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to spell it, but I'll figure it out.
Bremerton, Washington.
Okay.
It's a big naval place there.
Okay.
So we got on a ship, the USS W. Weeks was, I remember. W. Weeks was the name of the ship. And that's when they started wanting to send us overseas. So my first tour of duty was up to the Aleutian Islands. Adak, Aleutians. That was about 50 miles from Russia. And that place there, it had the roughest Bering Sea in the world. It was the roughest current in the world. And the ship used to shake and everything all over the place. Got it? And then we built a couple of runways there. We put a lot of Quonset huts up for the Army.
What's a Quonset hut?
It's a big round thing for people to live in, the soldiers.
Okay.
And then we stayed there for about 10 months. And I came back to Fort Wayne, California. And I got another 15-day leave. And when I come back, we got on another ship. I don't remember the name of that one. It was a big ship though, because all the equipment was on there.
Okay, go on.
And then they never told us where we were going. Everything was a secret when you got on that ship. Nobody knew where they were going. So all of a sudden, we got sailed out. We pulled in Pearl Harbor. We got fueled up. Then we went to the Marshall Islands, and they fueled us up, and they told us we had to get out of there because they were testing an atomic bomb there. I'll never forget that. And then they took us out of there. Then we were in the harbor of Tinian, in Saipan, two different islands, right? And they were bombing the hell out of it. The Americans were. And they wouldn't let us land until the island was secured. But when we got there, the island wasn't secure. There were still snipers all over the mountains up there in the hills. So anyway, they finally got most of them out of there. The Marines did. And then they said we had to build runways for the B-29s. And they were in China right now, they said. So we started building these runways. And we used to have to take all the sugar cane, strip all that off, and underneath it was all coral rock. That coral rock, we had to blast it and used it for the runway, because when you rolled it, it got like concrete, and that's what they used for the runways. So we built one field was North Field, then there was another one that was West Field. Two fields they built. So we didn't know which field the planes were going to, take off of. At that time they weren't thinking about the war then, dropping a bomb over there. So all of a sudden they told us that we had to get out of the area. They had something big going on. So they moved us in a different area. All of a sudden the scuttlebutt was the war is going to end pretty soon. We didn't know what it was all about. And this B-29, they started coming in on the runways. They had all these taxis where they were all parked. Then it was a cruiser, USS Indianapolis. We didn't see it. They wouldn't let you see any of that stuff. They took the bomb off there. The lullaboy they call it. I think it was lullaboy. It was a bomb. And they had all kind of security around it. And they took it on the North Field. And it was a big tube that the plane backed in. And they jacked this big bomb underneath it and closed the door. That night, I think we were going to sleep, it took off with a bunch of other planes. And the next morning we heard what happened. They bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 2 planes. One come off of Guam and one come off of Tinian. And they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. And then they said the war is going to be in pretty soon now. So they would, and first they said they weren't going to surrender the Japanese. So the Americans said, we're going to drop you another bomb. So when we said we're going to drop another bomb, they decided to quit. So then they surrendered on the USS Missouri battleship in the harbor there. I remember that. And then from Tinian, the war was still going on in Iwo Jima. They were still fighting there. So they told us we're going to have to go there and build a fighter strip. So we went there when the island was supposed to be secure, which they were never secure. There was always Japs there. So we built this airstrip there on Iwo Jima. And from there, in the harbor, after they dropped the bomb, there was over 500 all kinds of ships in the harbor there waiting to go to Japan. And when the war ended, then they didn't have to go there. So then they decided to send us to Japan to do some demolition work, straighten it out. And I had enough points to get out. Then I came home on an aircraft carrier Hornet and reported in Treasure Island. And
Where's Treasure Island?
That's in California.
Okay.
And from there, they flew me to Lido Beach, Long Island, New York. And that's what,
Needle Beach?
not Lido. I can't think of it. It's on the discharge. They flew me to New York. And that's where I got my honorable discharge. That's when I went home. That's when the war ended.
Okay. Tell me a little bit, did you build the hangar?
We built the hangars, we built the runways, and we built the buildings up at the Quonset hut, the place that people live in.
Okay. And what did they tell you was going on in the hangar?
Oh, they didn't say too much about that the war is going to end pretty soon. But the scuttlebutt was that the war ain't going to last very long. They got a bomb that could destroy the whole country of Japan. But we did hear the one that dropped off in the Marshall Islands, they tested one over there. I'll never forget that. We had to stay way the hell out of the way. And then very long.
How many months do you think it was?
How many months? I think it was a few months. Because I love that woman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did your mother and father think of her?
Well, they weren't too crazy because I married somebody out of my nationality, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
They wanted you to marry somebody Italian. I said, no, you ain't tell me what to marry.
And how did her mother and father like you, Mary and Jack?
Well, she liked it because she come out of a big family.
Uh-huh.
But the father didn't like me because I was Italian.
Oh, boy.
So after a while, he got to like me. He said, you know, I'm getting to like you. He said, you're a good worker and all that.
Wow.
Then we got to be friends.
Well, that's good.
And then, but when he drinks, he was nasty.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like his brother Johnny.
Yep.
Johnny was the same way.
Yeah, but then when he stopped drinking,
Oh, but Johnny, once he stopped drinking,
what a nice
he was
guy.
a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
He worked for Padula in that bar.
Oh, Padulas, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you know
yes.
where who
Darlene got married there.
Darlene got married
yes,
there,
I
right?
remember that, the first time.
Yeah, right. The first
to
time.
Dave Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Bird.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Now, you and Mommy, tell me where you first lived.
We first lived on McCreer Place in the east end of Plainfield. That's by Terra Road.
What's the name of the street?
McCreer Place. MECEAR, something like that.
Okay.
And the baker was on the next street, and that's where he worked at, my father.
Uh-huh.
And every night he would say to me, come here 6 o'clock, I'll give you a bag full of bread. He used to put it in a burlap bag, a sack where, you know, you put your pillowcase. He used
Yes.
to put it in the pillowcase. He said, take this home. He gave it to me through the window.
In the back of
In
the
the
bakery.
back.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't supposed to do that.
What's the name of the bakery? Do you remember?
DeLuca.
DeLuca?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. And then you would take it home for Mommy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He made good bread then.
Your dad made good bread, huh?
Yeah.
And then after you left that house, where did you move to?
That house there, then we went to St. Mary's Avenue.
Okay, yep.
And we lived there for quite a lot of years. Yeah, quite a lot of years.
When did Manville come into the picture? Because that's where
Manville come in there when Gloria and I wanted to find a place to live. Somebody told us about this apartment in Manville.
Uh-huh.
So we took it. But at first we were living downtown in Plainfield on top of a liquor store.
Oh.
One room, you know?
Uh-huh.
But that was no good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she was a good woman. I mean, she screwed up, but I still loved her, you know?
Oh, of course you did, Dad.
Yeah.
Of course you did. Then from Manville, is that when you moved to 530 Franklin Avenue?
I moved there. From there, I went to Franklin Avenue. I bought that house there for $9,000.
That was a beautiful Cape Cod.
Well, that's why you got in trouble with your hand.
Yep, that's where I was.
And
dead
then
wrong.
from there, we went to Cambridge.
Yep, 415 Cambridge Street.
And then we went to
Piscataway.
where I'm at now.
430
Second
Second
Ave.
Avenue in Piscataway.
That's a whole story I can tell you.
Yeah.
Nothing else I can tell you.
No, you worked really hard doing construction all
Oh,
those
yeah.
years.
I made a good living at it.
You did a good living. Yep.
I made all you kids. I gave you kids anything you ever wanted.
There were three children, right?
That's right.
Right. Can you remember how you came upon picking my name when I got born?
Oh, how did I think Mommy picked your name out?
Okay.
I picked Eddie's name out.
Of course, and then Darlene, I think Eddie and I picked her
Yeah,
name
yeah.
because of the Mouseketeers. The
Yeah,
Mickey
Three
Mouse.
Musketeers,
The
yeah.
No, not the Three Musketeers, the
The
Mouseketeers.
Mouseketeers, yeah.
Yeah, and we picked out her name. Yep.
Yeah.
And I know that you had a color TV.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
one of the first ones to have a color TV.
That's right.
And
You're right.
an above-ground pool.
That's right. We
Yep,
did.
Yep, and you built that beautiful fireplace in your backyard on Cambridge Street, the brick.
Yeah. My
Barbie.
daughter lived in the back.
Yes.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yep. Did you build that fireplace, or did you have help doing that?
I think Joe Mazzetti helped me with that.
Yeah, he was a mason.
That's right.
Yeah, he was a mason. Yeah, that was a nice fireplace.
Yeah,
Yep. And your happiest days, what do you remember as your happiest days
I
being
guess
married?
with my wife.
Yeah. What do you remember in particular? I guess the vacations, maybe?
Yeah, vacations when we used to go places.
Yeah, you used to go to Florida when the kids were little.
Oh
During
yeah, we
the
used to
breaks.
go all over. Went to Las Vegas, went to California.
Yeah. Yeah.
We went to the World's Fair in Canada. Remember he came along?
Yep. And didn't we go to the World's Fair with all your family, Uncle Mike and all them? Was that
That was what the hell was that?
Was that New York?
That was New York, probably.
I think
That
it
was
We
in
went
New
to
York.
Expo.
Yeah.
We went
Yeah,
to Expo 67 or
Yeah.
That's it.
Expo, yeah.
I got the map on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, we went to the one in Ontario when he came
Yeah.
with you.
Yep, that was
And
later.
you wouldn't let me sleep in her room.
No.
I had to sleep with you, I think, someplace.
Sleep with me.
You slept with Eddie, probably.
Oh, you remember that, huh?
I remember that.
But that's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
I can't
yeah.
think of nothing else. But I can show you some books, some different things about it
Uh-huh.
when I get home.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Some of my friends.
Yeah.
They were mostly from the East Coast, though.
Yeah.
My friends.
Yeah.
They used to call us dead enders
How come they used to call you dead enders?
because we're from the East Coast.
Oh.
The East Coast was known for dead enders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. And you were married to Mommy for 67 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful years.
Yes. Yep. You had a nice home, and
I
Beautiful
gave
things.
you everything you ever wanted.
you certainly did. You
There's
certainly
no
did.
question about that.
You certainly did.
I bought you the best shoes.
I remember. What kind of
Buster
shoes?
Brown.
Buster Brown shoes.
There
Yeah.
was no two guys shoes in under that crap or Walmart. I didn't
Yeah.
buy you that crap.
I know. I remember.
Good dresses.
We always had nice clothes, new clothes when
Yeah.
school started.
Easter come, you know.
Yep, I know. From the head to our toes, right?
Yeah.
All new clothes. Yep, you did a good job providing.
I know I did. I did the best I can.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
Not right now. I can't think of
Well, I
anything
think
else.
we've got a lot.
I told you the main stuff.
Okay, the end of our interview.
Yeah. Well.